Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to my online journal, trading journal, I should say. Today is Wednesday, and we're just gonna do a midweek review of all of the trades that we're supposed to have opportunity this week. As I mentioned on Sunday when we did the analysis, um, there were quite a few opportunities, and I had a quick look, and I can see them moving positively. What I mean by positive, as in going the way we did say is gonna go. There's a couple of things that I've changed and I've learned. I haven't recorded myself do that, but I'm journaling it now. So what I have done is I found myself in a place where markets were a little bit unclean and untidy, and I was stuck in thinking if the market is ranging to disregard the trend. That is true to some point. However, I believe the trend is 100% key to trading. And obviously now kind of looking at it, it makes me understand that is a whole bunch of confluences that would actually make a trade go the way it's gonna go. So it's not just the one thing. Now some of the trades that I've marked going the way they did, it was based on reaching the top and going down, reaching the bottom and going up, because it's ranging, but it was not safe, and it was almost like a gamble 50-50. Well, I mean, yeah, probably 50-50. But anyhow, I'm gonna start from now on and just kind of pay attention a lot more to the trend and make sure that I use the trend as a confluence rather than just using the trend as something that is on my screen. It is very valuable, and it makes sense. It makes a lot more sense using the trend and actually trading with the trend rather than randomly. And by all means, what I was doing wasn't quite like it wasn't tidy, but it was just not applying the right fundamentals. So with trading with the trend, like this last leg here, you can clearly see that we have created new high highs and high lows, higher highs, high lows, higher highs, high lows, higher highs, high lows. So this leg clearly was bullish leg, right? Now the overall market, if you go to weekly and you have a look at it, it doesn't necessarily need to be bearish or bullish, but right now, for example, this was pretty much kind of overall as the market, it wasn't bullish, it wasn't bearish, it was almost just kind of ranging, going sideways, right? But each leg individually, when you zoom in and you look at it at 4 hourly, I can see now that this was a bullish move within that leg. So what I'm going to focus on doing is trading with the trend. So if the trend is changed from bearish, which we have had just here, which happens to be at the bottom as well, where the price was obviously the cheapest, the lowest, and then just carry on going, and we have this beautiful indicator to show me that, hey, it is actually trending bullish. And we have the candles which also highlighted the fact that everything was going according to plan, going good. And I that would be basically it from a trend point of view. I'm going to follow it, I'm going to stick to it and see what the results are. Another thing I wanted to touch base on is the location of the price action, where the price is. Now, right now, I used to think that the price is, because this is the last leg, the whole lot from the bottom to the top here, the whole leg, I used to see it as a premium. Right now, I thought that's premium. So I thought this whole area here, let me change this a little bit so we can see it. I don't know, maybe make it yellow. So I thought, oh, maybe green, sorry. So I thought this area here would be a premium. And I thought this area here, come on, C, Control V. So I thought this area here was, let's say, discount, when I couldn't be more wrong. Now, if you're waiting to trade when the prices reach those areas, yes, it's going to be good and it's going to give you a good trade. But the bottom line for me would be, if I wait for that, I'll probably wait, I don't know, a month to get one trade, probably even longer. So that's what I found. I haven't been trading for the last 3 weeks. I wasn't able to actually find a trade to enter because I was waiting for the price to reach those areas. So I mean, look how much movement in between them. If I take this and just quickly take a measurement, that's 298 pips. That's so many trades, potential trades in there, and I haven't taken one trade apart from the one actually that's on the screen, which we're going to talk about in a second. So just to close off this chapter for myself, what I'm going to do from now on, I'm just going to focus on the current leg, whatever it is going on now. So my premium is going to be there, and my discount is going to be at the bottom of that 4-hourly. So you see 4-hourly low high, sorry, high low. That is going to be the discount, and this is going to be the premium. So what I'm going to do is, if I wanted to take a trade again, I would be waiting for the price from here to have a rejection of the area of interest and move down lower to the to this discount zone. Now it may not reach that much, but the more it goes down, the better it is for the trade. So that's my adjustment. That's what I'm going to apply going forward. It may not be perfect, but is the next thing for me to try and see if we can become more predictable and become more firm on the trades that I see, and take some trades, because we haven't taken any trades. So we'll get rid of these because we don't need them, and we're going to look at what happened with this trade. And I can remove this because we don't need that just yet. Now we can see Sunday we saw this this market, this active leg going up, and it has actually gone up. It's broken above and retested and gone up again and had another retest, which is where the price has come back into discount to give a nice entry for whoever has taken the trade. Now if you're looking at this right here, the way I would be reading it now, because I know the trade has gone positively, I can see the leg overall all the way to here. I can see that it has been bullish, and I can see that we've constantly created higher highs and higher lows, and I can see that we had a consolidation area right here in the center. So that area of interest was pretty like solid, and I can see that we had like a respected area of interest, and every time it has come from the bottom, it has rejected and not gone through, except for this one here, which has actually come from the top, went below it, and then went back up through it. So it didn't really respect it at all. But then all of the other areas that we were underneath this resistance, actually, we didn't go through. But this time we've gone through, so we did a lot of testing and retesting and basically consolidating it before it's gone up. So that's exactly the trade that I've taken. I've entered right here on the demo account. I know, demo account. I have received this confirmation signal as an we've broken above. We're retesting and rejecting the EMA. I mean, I know it's not quite touching, but time will teach me whether it does matter to touch the EMA or not. I'm pretty sure if the wick does touch the EMA, it's going to be better for the trade. And then it broke up above again and came back down to retest the area of interest, which told me, hey, this is actually a valid trade, and we can now take the trade. So the way I looked at it back then, when this market wasn't there, I had the stop loss put at around the 4-hourly high low, and that would give me a safe enough stop loss, so that if the market has completely changed direction and gone completely opposite to what I thought it would, at least I know I'm fully wrong and not just being wicked out for the market to carry on the way that I said it's gonna go. So I'll just cut this here so we can have a look. So 4-hour high and high low. So I should have actually had this stop loss around about here. Now the reason wasn't there because I had to adjust this this position just before I went on the video, because it was actually not placed where I entered. For whatever reason, it has shifted, and it's possible that I have had it down the bottom here, like it was here possibly, but because I entered late and I entered to market, which is another mistake that I keep doing on the demo account. So it's terrible because entering to market, it's good if you have a ginormous account, but having a small account, it's easy to enter with a big sum, and if the market goes wrong, it's gonna absolutely annihilate your account, which is exactly what's happening right now to another trader, and we're gonna talk about in a second, which it's the second week holding. But yeah, so this was basically the entry signal, and that would be my stop loss. And remember, I would be aiming for 1 to 0.5. So I would have normally exited around about here, around about there. And I know it's small. We're gonna adjust this as we go through, but this is just part of my strategy at the moment. And we just let it play out, and we can see that it has given me exactly what I needed. And probably while I was in this trade, while I would have been in the trade, I would have probably waited for that candle to close. I would have definitely seen the push and just waited. And we could have potentially go for 1 to 1. Look at that. We could have exited at 1 to 1. And that's the other thing for me, is either 1 to 0.5 or 1 to 1. Now I have seen when the price does go up, to create the wick, it has quite a bit of speed to it. So being there and watching it, it would be ideal. Then you watch it, you can exit. Or the other way I can do it is just put a take profit. And then once the take profit is in place, you can be certain you can go to sleep, you can go to work, do whatever you want to do, and you will be fine. Now this trade, I placed this trade right there, and that was on Tuesday. So I placed this trade Tuesday, so yesterday, and I made actually $50. I'll quickly show you. So because I entered to market, where are we? You can't see. Oh, because he's trying to find my face. Sorry. So you can actually see the bottom one. This one here, that's a demo. So I entered to market, and I must not do that again. And I have a challenge to stop doing that. So we made $50 basically from this trade, and I entered to market with 0.1 out of $3,000. And we are currently positive, but the problem is this other trade that we decided to hold, and we're moving on to this one for now. The other trade, which I entered to market, we are minus $873. Now the best this has been has come down to 500, and let's just quickly go to it. So USD JPY. Now let me just see what I entered quickly. 159718. 159718. Okay, so that was actually it. That's what I entered. Okay, let me get rid of this for a second. That's what I entered, and look how far back it's gone since then. It's and clearly now that I have confirmed going forward, I'm going to follow the trend. So the trend is your friend, as Alex used to say. I'm mostly learning this stuff from him. So it's clear to me that the trend would have been my friend if I wasn't kind of thinking that this little doji and an engulfing is the actual signal. What I can see though is after this signal here, there was a push, and that could have potentially give me a trade, but it obviously didn't. So I screwed that one up, and yeah, I'm still holding. So my plan is that we reach this area of interest, and I know that we can do two things here. One, either break above and carry on bullish, or truly reject and go back down. Now, I don't know. Trend is your friend, so I am not expecting anything. I'm not expecting anything other than that. The trend is your friend, but until the market is showing us what it wants to do, sorry, until it's showing us what it wants to do, I do not know what it's going to do. So I'll just quickly go to weekly, see what's happening here. I don't know what that bloody line is. Yeah, to be honest, it looks like it's going to keep going. So we'll just monitor it. And if I screw the account up, then that should be a lesson not to do that with my real account. If it does decide to go back down, then it's just going to go back down. There's a possibility. It is a possibility that it's going to. Yeah. It's gonna do this. So it is possible. It is possible that is gonna come all the way up here, come back down, and then go as high as there, and then come back down to here, and then go back. Why? I mean, anywhere. It's possible that it can do this. Now it may not do it forever, but it has been doing that. So if it's doing that, then I'm truly screwed. Now let's just zoom out a little bit so we understand what's happening. Or maybe I should just go to monthly. Let's fit this. Okay. Yeah, so honestly speaking, I might just be screwed from the demo account point of view. I think this is the last week I'm gonna hold. If I just wicked $1,000 out of it, then it is what it is. We'll recover. If I haven't, screw it, then we might just recover a little bit out of it and not go full 800. But for now, we'll just carry on holding. I'm just gonna go back to 4 hourly, make a fit, and yeah. So that's us. That's the trades that I had actually entered with a demo account, and one of them gone good and one of them gone bad. Now since then, I have learned about the trend. I mean, I knew about the trend, but I thought when it's ranging, it doesn't matter, so I took it out. Now, how did I get to that conclusion? Looking at the market for the last month and a half, I've seen it range a lot. So the market has gone from one area of interest to another area of interest and back down and so on. And at that point, the market itself, the trend, did not really matter. It was just missed opportunity after missed opportunity after missed opportunity, because the minute it reached the area of interest, it just engulfed and went back down to the other area of interest. So I thought to myself, maybe it doesn't matter as much if it's ranging. So I learned that it does matter, and perhaps if it does do that, it's just no trade, right? But anyway, that's my lessons for now. That's what I've learned, and that's what I'm going to do going forward. Now just going back to the possible entries that we have had. Let me just move these at the bottom because they are the pairs that we are in. I don't want to go through them. Live, Euro, AUD. Euro, AUD, Euro, AUD. Okay, so those two at the bottom, they're the ones that we are in. Now we're just going to quickly go through the other ones. They are the ones that had, they were really positioned in a good place to have a trade, you know. And I must be honest with myself with this journal. I have been really busy. I have a couple of sites that's running at the moment. I have a few people that still fresh, you know, so I have to keep an eye on what they do. And another side that I'm actually in charge of myself, and I'm actually hands-on. I didn't have a look at the markets at all, and to make things even worse, what I'm working now with the site is, even though it's close to the city, there's no signal. I have like one line 5G, so it takes forever to open, and when it opens, I can't even see it. So it really basically stopped me from being able to access, and it really shows that it's almost important to be here, and to once that signal is ready, not, I shouldn't say once the signal, but to me it's clear that when I know I reach the area that I'm going to expect a reaction, that's the moment when you need to be close to the markets and watch them and get your signal. Because as you will see, most of these trades, most of these opportunities are now gone, because they have moved. They moved beautifully, and the I don't know if this is the sad thing, but I'm trying to understand why they're moving so much in Sydney session and Tokyo session, before London happens, because I was under the impression that those are just dead zones and they not happen. They don't have a lot of movement, but maybe that's how the market has changed with all of this crazy going in the world, and now people are trading more in Tokyo and Sydney session. Maybe. I mean, just look at this, for example. Look how much we pushed since Tuesday. So that was my AUD CAD. I had reached this area of interest. We consolidated. I marked this as a go trade, and it's kind of gone. It's gone without me. It's just what it is. I mean, this would have had such a big, like, it would have been such a potential trade, 1 to 2.7. The one thing that it is clear to me is that the actual signal, the entry signal, has not happened on a 4-hourly at this level. It's probably something that has happened up here when we shifted from bullish. Actually, this was the bullish leg, and now we shifted from bullish to bearish here. So this would have been the point where I would have got the confirmation. That may have actually been the confirmation, but that changed the trend. So we knew we are trending bearish, and that would have indicated to me that I should be entering. Now this area of interest here may be a little bit wrong place, but if for the sake of it I just shift it up a little bit, if this is there, and probably is, I can go and check if it would be a valid area of interest, but we broke below, we rejected once and retested, and then we just carried on. And yeah, but what I also have what I have thought to do, not thought, but what I've been told to do, when you haven't got the clear signal at 4-hourly, you're dropping down in the time frame. And for example, just looking at the 2 hours, that's a perfect doji with an engulfing. That would be the exact signal that I would be looking for in order to put that trade and take that trade. And that would have given me easy 1 to 0.5, like in the first, probably, what's that? So if I entered it, that's 2, 4, 6. In the first 6 hours, I would have probably gone close to 1 to 1. And yeah, I wasn't there. I didn't watch it. And there's another thing that I need to try and figure out how to do. Let's get these bloody notifications, these alarms, add alerts. All of these alerts, they should be able to pop on my phone when I set them up. If the price reached a certain area and that has flicked a notification, no matter when, I can just go and enter the trade. The bad thing about that is, if I enter the trade on site, when I'm more inside doing renovation work, I'll struggle with the baby pips and getting all of the sizes, so I'll probably have to predetermine them beforehand, but I think it's important to do that. So yeah, AUD CAD was an amazing opportunity. It's gone, and we had the entry signal. We just didn't, I wasn't able to commit to it because of work. So important for you guys as well. Work will get in the way. Don't feel bad. It is what it is. You know, I made money today, not from trading, but from working. So it's still good. And eventually I will get there, and I'll be able to get the market, make money while I'm working as well. Anyway, next on the list, GBP CAD. Now, GBP CAD has not actually moved, as far as the other ones, but we are in a place that is a little bit, how do I call it? Uncertainty. Now, weekly is bearish. So because weekly, not just because weekly, but a higher time frame has a lot more power than a lower time frame, there's two things I can expect to see here in order to be able to take a trade based on trend. Now, the lower time frame, 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 15 minutes, is bearish, which tells me that we are actually going bearish, which is a good thing. But I'm only trading now with the trend. And what that means, in order to take a trade, I hate that you can't see my hands. In order to take a trade, I would have to have weekly and daily minimum aligned, as in both of them have to have the same direction and the same trend. So if daily is bullish, weekly must be bullish in order to put a trade. Even if 4 hourly is bullish, it wouldn't matter. As long as both weekly and daily is bearish, we will have a trade. Now, the thing about this particular trade here, do I think that we're going to go down? Are we going to see a bearish move? And honestly speaking, I don't think we're going to see that. And the reason I don't think we're going to see that, in order for us to go down, I mean, no, probably the market can do that anyway. But in order for me to take a trade, it would mean for this market to go as low as daily, this daily here, this daily high low, in order to change daily from bullish to bearish. And that would put this market already in a bad place for the trade, correct? So I would say it's much closer to changing weekly to bullish. And that means if we have changed, if we're going above this height here and coming back down to retest it and then carrying on, then that would be our trade right there. But until the market is going to decide what it's going to do, we're not going to do anything. So I'll be waiting for the market to decide what it's going to do, and then we can have a look at it. But yeah, GBP CAD is in a place that it's good for the trade. I can kind of say that this whole leg has kind of been, this has been bullish. We have just, yeah, we have, that's what it is. We have changed to bearish. This retracement has turned into bearish and then further changed back to bullish and changed back to bearish, and right now changed back to bullish. So this is the 4 hourly. 4 hourly trend, important, not so much. I would rather have a trade with weekly and daily aligned than 4 hourly and daily aligned. I would hate to trade against weekly. I know that can go wrong pretty quickly, but just for the sake of it, let's have a look at weekly, see what it does. Okay, so looking at weekly, I can't really recognize any shapes here just yet. Even if I get rid of these candles, I can't see a reverse head and shoulders or a head and shoulders or anything that will indicate to me that, hey, we actually changing direction. If anything, maybe, just maybe, but you know how it is when you're looking at things too much, you're making things that are not. So you see that was a potential head and shoulders, and now, well, this could potentially even be there. It's still foggy for me with these bloody head and shoulders because there's so many shapes and sizes, and for me, a head and shoulder look exactly like this thing. That's what I would expect the head and shoulders to look if this was the line. But I see Alex, you know, he's looking at this and saying that it's potentially a head and shoulders. Not this particular one here, but some of them that he's looking at, they look pretty ugly. So if this has truly formed a head and shoulder and is upside down, it kind of indicates that it's gonna change direction. So instead of trending bearish, it's gonna go up. It's gonna continue basically how it is. But we are so close. We are so close to actually breaking weekly current low high than we are to changing daily, which is why I kind of think we will see a bullish continuation rather than anything else. Yeah, that's yeah, but this is just the uncertainty. This is things that I'm not gonna be able to know without going through them. So I'm pushing myself to be here and do this every single day so I can actually get an edge and answer my question, can trading change my life? So can I get rid of all of those renovation projects and just stick to trading? That would be absolutely amazing, because that means I could be working from anywhere. I can literally go to, I don't know, go on holiday and be working from there. But is the way I would say that this is a language. Basically, those lines and those candles and the charts and the areas of interest is a new language to me, and I am doing my very best to learn this language with the information that's available on the internet rather than going to school. Now, I'm not sure if there's a school or if there's actually a legit place that can properly teach you this. But the best thing to do is practice. So that's what we're gonna do. Now, last week we said that the market is gonna hit this area and go down. I don't know, I'm gonna leave this here, this line, just because it will remind me of what we said is gonna happen. But I also have this line that I've just put up here, and we'll see what it's gonna do. For now, we're just gonna move on to NZD USD and just kind of take some learnings from here. Now, this one, I have originally said that we're gonna go down, we're gonna go below, and I've marked it as going down as well, and it is going to probably go down. Now, this piece of candle looks absolutely amazing to me. I'm just gonna get this out of the way. This looks beautiful to me, and it is engulfing. It is engulfing, and it's rejecting this EMA. And yeah, it's looking really promising. The one thing that really scares the shit out of me is that it is basically at a premium for a bearish move. I would really like for this to come back into this area of interest, and I kind of have a feeling that it might just do that. It might just come back up here, reject this EMA, and then come back down with the actual move. Possibly. I do not know. But it kind of feels that it's going to do that. I would say this is consolidation. This is a lot of pressure from both sides, and it's doing nothing. So it's possible. That we're going to see another push. Now let me just see what this looks like. So we had expansion, consolidation, equalization. We just about take this out. This had no wick, so that even things up. Then we had another push, expansion-ish, because there's a bit of a difference there. Then we equalized again, and engulfing again. Now this was engulfing to that, and it went up a little bit. That was not engulfing. And now this is engulfing. So this, to me, could be a good indication that it is going to go down. So I'm just going to keep an eye on it. It's Wednesday night today. Possible that this is going to move to that area of interest in EMA to get a rejection, but I don't know. Just looking at daily very quickly. So daily very quickly is already rejecting. It's already rejecting this area of interest. It almost looks like it's just gonna go down without going up anymore. But anything is possible. This has not closed. This still has a push. It is possible that we're gonna see another blue come up with a longer as wick and then go back down. So yeah, we'll witness tonight whether there is a liquidity sweep or not. And weekly, see this black line here, the trend line, kind of makes me think whether we're gonna see it reach that line and reject this area of interest. It's already below the EMA, which it is a good place to be for a bearish continuation, because we are rejecting the EMA and we're also rejecting that area of interest at the EMA, which is great. It is possible, but we might just see this, which will be fabulous if we see that happen, just like it did here, just after it broke, came back down to test it. I can see the price has already been there, but if this can push a little bit again, a little bit higher, and then go back down. But that's actually a good point. This is weekly, so if that's what's going to happen, that means this week is going to push up. It's going to have a pullback. Okay, let's see. So a pullback. Okay, let me just go back to weekly, see how far. So we want to go above this area of interest. Is that possible? Is that possible? Oh yeah, look, that's the area of interest. Yeah, okay. So it is very, very possible. It's plausible, guys. To me, anyway. I could be wrong. If you see something else that can help me get better faster, please just leave it in the comments. Send me a message, anything you want. I'll appreciate the help. And thanks for taking your time and looking at this journal. Right now it's a bit pointless just watching me learn, but eventually this is gonna get better. And the reason I wanted to do this was to show myself in, I don't know, 6 months and look back at these videos and just compare what I know then to what I knew now. So when somebody's new to this and they decide to start, they can go to this page and they can see, okay, so look at this guy. Every single day he's dedicated minimum 2 to 3 hours, and he started making money week 5, week 6, whatever it is. His progression is, let's say, maybe $150 every week extra, which would be absolutely fantastic. And we can see when things start happening, and we can see the learning, and it will help understand the grind and what goes in it. Now, it's an experiment for me too. I never believed in trading. I'm extremely, opposite to trading. I just think it is a scam. I just think people that have got money and they have got ideas on how to make money, they don't make money from trading. I think they make money from selling courses, selling bullshit, lying, and just manipulating, basically manipulating us in order to fall for it, and basically take our money through trading and also take our money through courses. But the bottom line is, as much as that's true, looking at the markets, it does make sense. So I really need to prove that it is not bullshit. And if I manage to prove that it's not bullshit, the evidence is there for everybody to go and see. It's the only way. It's the only way to prove. I can go and watch a very successful trader play every day. When you start from zero, as it's, I would say, 100 times, or probably more, harder than starting trading when you have, let's say, $100,000. When you have $100,000, you can actually risk small. But risking small when you have $100,000 means you risk, $5,000. You put $5,000 at risk, you can make $15,000. When you make $15,000 per one trade, you lost 3 trades. That means you lost 15. But you won 1 trade, you made $15,000. If you win 2 trades and you lost 3 trades, you basically made $15,000 extra. So it really works. But the hardest grind will be getting us from zero to $100,000, and that is my goal. I'm hoping to be able to achieve that goal in up to 1 year. But as so far, I mean, it's 4 months gone down the, I wouldn't say down the drain, but they gone. I have done the hard part, the understanding of the dynamics, designing the indicators that I need to make me a little bit more efficient. Because working, spending time with the family, doing everything else that you have to do as a man, is just way too much time to just sit here and mark every high and high low, and every time the market changes, keep doing that. So having this indicator at least took, I don't know, a good half an hour to an hour of my time trying to get them, and I can just see them. I can see how the candles behave at different time frames. I can see the trend of different time frames. I can see everything right there, right there in front of me. So yeah, I do think is important to prove to everybody if this is true and this is going to work, is if this is going to change my life or not. And yeah, so if you stayed so far and you watched this, appreciate it. We're going to go through, finish the list just to see what else I can see and what else I can learn. But I just wanted to make a little break to just tell you more a little bit about the whole plan that I have got going. Next is AUD/JPY. We had a beautiful signal on Sunday when we did the analysis. And based on the trend now, we know that everything is like lower time frame, 4 hourly, daily, weekly bearish, lower time frame also bearish. However, the 30 minutes, 1 hour, and 2 hour, even the 4 hour candle color is blue. So that means it's just having another retracement, which is absolutely fine. From a trade entry point of view, if you remember what I just said before about entering at so for a bearish move, enter at premium. For a bullish trade, enter at discount. So that's exactly what we have seen here. This big push, this big engulfing. Now everything is bearish, which really screams, hey, we're gonna go down. But until this candle here, we did not have the signal. So at this point, before that happened, let's just see this. Before that candle happened, the market weekly was bullish. So remember, we only trade when weekly and daily align. So this is a new adjustment. Weekly and daily must align at least. I'm going to stay away from 4-hourly and daily alignment because 4-hourly can do a lot more movement than daily and weekly. So we'll just stick to weekly and daily. They have to align for now. If there is a trade that, let's say, daily and 4-hourly is bearish, we are in a premium zone. Weekly is bullish, but we are in a premium. We know that weekly is going to have a pullback. Then we might enter a degenerate trade, like a counter trend. But that's when I'm more professional and I've already done some learning. But right now, looking at this, we waited for the signal to enter. Nothing has happened. Daily and 4-hourly were bearish. Weekly was still bullish. So we waited for another candle, and it happens to be that this next candle has changed the weekly, to bearish. We now have retested the market. So I would have entered the next candle. I would have just made an entry. So pretty much about the same height that we are now. I would have entered. And to be perfectly honest, my 0.5 would have been already taken out. So this is another trade that did everything that I would have needed to do in order to take my trade. It's just that I missed it. Because remember, work commitments. And I feel bad, but I feel much better that even though I haven't made money on this trade, it's done what I anticipated is going to do. And I also think this is going to go down. It's going to go down at least to this area. So we just learn from this and prepare for next time. Now, we might see this do a pullback and then go back down, which is the part that I don't like to do that, because I have so little, such a small account that I cannot risk it. Now, the biggest push would have been off this area of interest. Now, if you're below it and you enter, this can pull back freaking heaps before it goes back down. So there's no point. And that just takes me back to why I'm thinking to take these trades to 1 to 0.5, because at least 1 to 0.5, I know the chances of nailing that is 10 times higher than actually nailing a 1 to 2 or 1 to 3. So yeah, that's where we are right now. Basically, we're just going to let this go. I'm not going to enter anymore unless by miracle this does pull back up and it gives us another entry signal with an engulfing or some sort, like kind of like it did here. You can't see. Let's just use this like it did here, like that. That to me is a nice signal. But I do like, oh man, don't you hate that? Why do that? This is a lot better. This engulfing, absolutely love it. Engulf more than 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically, all of this consolidation has been engulfed by this one candle. So it couldn't be better. Anyway, taking too long again. It's already 43 minutes. So NZD CAD right now, weekly and daily is bullish, which is indicating to me that we are going to see a push up. So right now, just quickly going to daily, let's adjust our area of interest, make sure it's good. This new learning is pretty new, so some of these I may have not yet done it. Now, see, if you're looking at this, I can kind of see a head and shoulders here at daily, which is kind of cool. But this area of interest, let's see. This is definitely a respected area of interest. Now, this one here, it is also respected. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So yeah, it is what it is. I don't think it's necessary to change it. It just makes things a little bit harder to see. Let me see what this is. Yeah, this is 32 pips, so I can't really go wider than that. But what I can probably do, I can get rid of that and go there with it. Okay, so I like this. I like this. I like this a lot more. Now, this area of interest is important, but not as important. So we can get rid of that. We're going to look at that later. I mean, the market has rejected more of this and it kind of just bounced above it. So even though there was an area of interest there, I think the reaction we're seeing is more a support than a resistance, because it broke through and it's come down to retest this area. It hasn't really come up and rejected to come down. It's come up and came down to retest. So I would say this is more legit area of interest. So now that I'm going back to 4 hourly and putting this candle back on, I can kind of assume what is happening here. We're seeing rejection of this area of interest, and then we can potentially place a trade. The one thing that kind of is annoying me a little bit is this is a head and shoulders, clearly. So this needs to come down to complete it. However, that would mean that we're changing trend. If this is truly a head and shoulders, that means we're going to see a push down. And oh my god, look at this market here. Oh, I probably can't see me because there's my face there. Yeah, I was just looking at the chart on the right hand side bottom. Possibly you can see it on your chart. It is just crazy. This is NZD CAD. It's gone up and down like crazy, but it is trending bullish. So I would say probably this is going to come down to reject this area of interest, which will be a fabulous. What's weekly do? Yeah, weekly is already, it's already what it needed to be. So to have a bullish push. All right, so back to this. I would say our entry signal is not here. So this is consolidating. This is consolidating and it's getting ready. We just need to wait for it to actually reach the bottom. I would just leave that there because that's where we had it. That's the high. That's the low. And that's our trade too. So we keep an eye on it to see what's going to happen. This truly looks like it's going to reach down, especially that 4 hourly is bearish. Possible that is going to have another push, but we'll never go below this. We'll just go below it and then have rejection, which means we'll be rejecting daily, high and low, and pretty much weekly high low as well, and this area of interest, which is a respected area of interest. Now, if I do go there quickly again, every time that we have come to this area of interest from above, we had a rejection, and then we come down through once, twice, 3 times. Like, honestly, I don't think it's gonna bloody... It is a good area of interest, but it's not as respected. So we might go down below it too much. If it does change, daily, then we're gonna reassess. But right now, because daily and weekly is bullish, we will be expecting to sell. The thing that's a little bit annoying is the fact that the lower time frames, 15, 30 minutes and 1 hour, is bearish, and along with the 4 hour. So I would like for the 4 hour to also be bullish if it's possible, but it's too far to happen. If this is already breaking 4 hourly, it would be over because it would be too high for that trade. So we'll just keep an eye on it. Nothing yet. This might happen next week. AUD USD. This is clear how wrong I was when I placed this. I guess placement, whatever that is. I thought that the market has reached the bottom clearly and it's going to move up, but the reality is we are trending. We have got weekly, daily, 4 hourly, 1 hour, 30 minutes and 15 minutes. Everything is bearish, and yet I marked it for a long position, which is stupid. I don't even know why I did that. Maybe it was a mistake because then I can see the arrow here. We said we're going to see rejection and go down, so I'll just get rid of that. And now we're going to focus on what really matters. We broke below this area of interest, consolidation, break below, retest, and trade. So again, and again, absolutely beautiful entry signal. I made it big just so we can see it. Now this engulfing here happened at a beautiful place for me because it rejects the area of interest. So when that closed, I would have just entered round about there, stop loss round about there, and aim for 1 2 0.5 39.449. Bam. And that probably wouldn't give me what I needed. And you can actually see that we are not at the area of interest. If I was there, that would give me 1 to 1, just about. But because the trade has shifted lower than our area of interest, we clearly haven't made the cut. But I do believe this trade is going to go lower, and watching it, learning from it, would make me a better person for the next trade. So yes, it's a loss. It's not a loss, like it's not a lost trade, but it's a loss that I have not placed a trade, not even a demo trade on it. But it's still a lesson. It's still a lesson, and it's here, and I'm looking at it, and I'm understanding what happens with everything. The one thing I would like to see is this EMA just a little bit closer to the area of interest. So it is possible that this is going to keep coming down. The market is going to consolidate again, and then reach the EMA is going to reach the area of interest, and we're going to reject with another full engulfing, and then we're going to have another push. But we'll see what's going to happen. It's possible this is just going to go straight down here. If we're looking at daily overall is clearly trending bullish. So just putting another trend line. I don't know if these trend lines really matter, but I have seen it in the past. Okay. I don't know. I can't say I believe in this one, but we'll see what the market does. Oh, so sorry. It's almost 10 o'clock at night. I'm definitely tired. It's been a long week already. But anyway, this has clearly gone below that. So because it has broken below, it means that it will have like a deeper push, a bearish push. And we're not going to do anything stupid. We're just going to wait and see. This has broken below here, retested and going down. So I'll leave this here just so we can have a look on Sunday when we do the... Actually, we're going to have another video on Friday. It's going to be an overall market update. I'm going to try and keep that one a bit shorter. But at the end of the day, even if I keep it short, for me it's important to go through them just like I am now. Again, to understand what they have done, to understand what I have done wrong, then it is just to say, oh yeah, this didn't do what we said it's going to do. But I want to break down why it didn't do. What have I misread? What have I done wrong? And also highlight things that are missing from my knowledge package. So I can go back to ChatGPT, I can go back to the internet and try and find answers to things that I don't understand yet. Just like I said before, there's a new language, so I need to translate things the way I could understand it. Anyway, next one is GBP USD. Now GBP USD, weekly is bullish, daily is bearish, 4 hour is bullish. So what is that telling me? That we haven't got a trade, because weekly and daily does not align, or at least daily and 4 hourly. But we know we're not going to do that. We're not going to trade with that. So we're waiting for basically daily to become bullish in order to take a trade, or for weekly to become bearish. What is more likely to happen, because 4 hourly is already bullish, 30 minutes is bullish, 1 hour is bullish, 15 minutes doesn't really matter. 15 minutes just changed to bullish now. So daily is probably going to be the next to change, but it's just so far away. So far away. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Daily. Oh my God. Yeah. So yeah, this to me, unfortunately, is a pain in the ass, because you cannot trade this until you're breaking daily top or bottom. But maybe what happens now, because daily is bearish, maybe now we're ranging. maybe now, maybe this is a signal for ranging. Now, when weekly and daily and 4-hourly do not align, maybe that is a ranging signal. What that means is when you reach daily low and daily high, that's when you're having a bounce. Right now, for example, we have a daily, we have a doji, and not an engulfing bullish candle, but it's clearly it's having a bullish push. Now this box that I've marked here, you may wonder what the heck is that. Now this box is where at some point the market was bearish and we broke it. We broke bearish and we're coming back up to retest that. This was part of an early strategy that I was testing, but it's possible that it's doing that. And by doing that, we're also rejecting the EMA, which means we might just see daily stay bearish and have a bearish move that will break weekly to be bearish. So it's probably not going to happen this week. I wouldn't think it's going to happen this week, but anything is possible. I would say this is probably going to keep pushing up this week, and then next week we're gonna, to be perfectly honest, it looks like it needs to do another push to reach this to reach this trend. Okay, cool. That's all we're gonna do with this one. We're just gonna wait. We're gonna wait for a proper rejection of the CMA. This is 4-hourly. Rejection of the EMA, come down to this area of interest, engulfing signal just like we had here, and then we can go. Now this one here, it's such a tricky freaking candle, because it's rejecting the EMA. Can't see my phone. It's rejecting the EMA. It's engulfing, and it was in a bearish daily, so it almost looks like it's gonna go down, but it isn't, which is annoying because it's pulling back, so it makes things a little bit harder. But it is in the middle of nowhere. This one here is kind of at the top, and it was engulfing, and it has had a push. But this one, nothing. It closed and it went straight up. So it's important to understand when to enter and when not to enter. But this one, GBP USD, clearly is not a good one for me. We're gonna wait for daily or weekly to change. I would say daily is probably going to stay bearish. We're gonna see this rejection all the way to weekly, and we're not gonna trade unless market shows us. Euro USD. This is the next one to look at. Okay, so same thing with this. Weekly is bearish, daily is bullish. Which one is most likely to change first based on where the price is at now? Much more closer to weekly bottom than it is to daily top. So I would say probably daily is more imminent to change to bearish and have a push to the downside, which makes sense. This is very similar to what I just had a look before. GBP USD, see, we come down and retested. Euro USD come down and retested. So it's very interesting. So I can get rid of this because I am anticipating for the market to have a push to the downside. So I would say let's review this area of interest just very quickly. See if this area of interest is placed in the wrong place. So this on, candles off. Okay, what are we? So okay, that was catching up, but that's way too, that's April 2025. So what we have here, one, and nothing. Okay, what do we have now? Okay, cool. So we have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is a valid area of interest. It has got more than 3 touches. Now the only thing for me when I'm looking at this, it is kind of in the middle of the market where market moves, does this thing, but it is a respected area of interest, so we're just gonna have to respect it. There's another one here, 1, 2, 3. So if I was to actually move this, it would be here. So this would actually end up there. So going back to 4 hourly, candles off, candle selected, candles on. And this kind of makes a little bit more sense on how we position that area of interest, because we can see these reactions. They do match as well the 4 hourly a little bit. And he's rejecting. So this is possible that it's finally going to do that. It's going to come up here again, reject that EMA, and have a push to the downside. We'll keep an eye on this. This is potentially a next week trade, but yeah, it is pretty good. It is pretty good. Now GBP AUD, we said that it's gonna come up through, have a retest, and then go. Now everything is bullish apart from monthly. It's a trade that was absolutely missed. And the only thing I can do here is actually see this move here. This would have, to me, indicated that that was the breaking and the retesting rather than this here. So this shows me that I have screwed up the location of the area of interest. So let's just prove that. Is it or isn't it? All right. So candles off, line chart on. So what's happening here? Let's see. And it is pretty clear. It is pretty clear that I missed these two, which were quite important. So this whole area of interest should have been placed there. Should have been placed right there. And I'm just gonna check the size. The size is 46. The size is a little bit too much. So what I would say, because we have plenty, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches, we can get rid of this one here, which was a rejection. It can have a rejection that is above the area of interest. So this would have been, I would say, there. So 1, 2, 3 touches. 3 decent touches. They're very, very sharp and very aggressive. And that would mean now, if we're going back to the 4 hourly, yeah, not really a clean break and retest. Yeah, I would have liked to see this. This is what I would have liked to see. To me, that is a breaking and a retesting of the area of interest. And the beauty of this was this entry signal. This entry signal was, I couldn't have asked for better. Now, we started all the way at the bottom here, right? And there was no signal here, but after we changed from bearish to bullish, this was the first bullish leg. We've been through all the way here, and then we've broken above again, come back to retest, and it kept on going from there. Exactly the same thing, break, come back and retest. Yeah, that's the lesson right there. Everything is bullish, just go with the trend and wait for the breaking and the retesting, so you put yourself in a discount position for a buy, and that's done. But even if I was to enter there, look how much this trade has pushed already. It's 1, 2, 4.6. Imagine if this was $1,000 here, and you made, 4,600. And to be able to risk 1%, and make 5,000, it's just, it shows me potential. And actually, I was going to say the thing that made me believe in trading was Alex taking the $100 to $1 million in 4 months. Not that I'm going to do that myself, but he kind of documented the whole lot almost cleanly. But there's things that he's not showing, and maybe he was a little bit too excited for the end. But I do think he made it. I think he made it, and that made me realize there is potential. It's just I need to do really, really good. So yeah, we'll see what we're gonna do. But yeah, this would have been a beautiful trade, which had all of the signals. I still don't understand this area of interest effect. Come on, there. I still don't quite understand what happened with this. Let me just have another look. Maybe weekly. What do we have here? Weekly. Nothing for weekly. It's actually higher. Ugh. Right now, this was weekly bearish, and it changed. Oh my god. So weekly changed. This is actually pretty important because weekly just changed the trend to bullish, and then we have a freaking push. You know what I mean? So yeah, I like that, but it's too late now. It had its push. It had a beautiful push this way. But it is not too late. It's not too late. We learn from this. We learn from this and we move on. Yeah, and unfortunately, I can't really. Or maybe. Let me just have another nosy. So if this area of interest is here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe. It's still valid. It's still a valid area of interest. But it's a little bit further back in the past rather than the future. I would like it to be in the future. And I would like it to be around where daily is at now. But we just can't. Oh, so sorry. Shit. It's getting late. Alright. It is what it is, guys. It's done. I'm gonna look at it forever and I'll feel bad. To be honest, I don't feel bad. I feel really good that it's done what we said it's gonna do. So even if I take no trades, but if I can at least understand what it's doing, and in 6 months I'll be able to, let's just use the word prediction. Let's say I'll be able to predict this well. It is then just a matter of time growing a small account to a bigger account. And the goal for me is when I say, can trading change my life? Obviously, it would be amazing to have millions of dollars and not know what to do with them, feed the poor, feed the children of Africa and whoever else needs money. But for me, successful trader means being able to make the money that I make now without having to have, $50,000 worth of equipment, $300,000 worth of vehicles, and $1,500 a week worth of public liability insurances and all that stuff. So getting rid of all of the expenditure and just making the money from trading would be my dream come true. So that's why I'm really dedicated, and I think it's got potential. I mean, just look at this one here, yeah, it is what it is. It's done now. It's done and it's beautiful. And last one on our list is GBPJPY. Now GBPJPY had an absolutely stunning push again. If you look at this, this is when we did this on Sunday. I was predicting to see a double bottom, but it has somewhat done that by having this little tap here. So if we put these candles off, you can kind of see, but I can probably say that's more of a head and shoulder than anything, but it's a very ugly head and shoulders. Anyway, it had a push. It had its push. We missed it. But now just to break down the push, if we were able to actually see this or not. At this time, daily is bearish, weekly is bullish. Everything else is bullish. All of the candles are blue, which tells me this is just, it's going to keep going up for God knows when. Usually when you see this lower time frame trend change from bullish to bearish is when it's going to stop. And when you see these candles, the 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, and the 4 hours, then when these change color, so let's say you're taking this straight from the bottom here and you can see it going. At this point here, if I get rid of this, replay, select bar, if I get rid of that, come on, you don't want anything to give it to me. If I go like that, you'll see that 1 hour was still bullish after this pullback. But the 15 minutes and the 30 minutes and all of the other candles, including the weekly, they were actually in pullback. Which, for me personally, when I'm in a bullish trend and weekly goes bearish, I'm usually getting the freak out. But hey, on the hindsight, my indicator, it's failing at picking up that weekly is actually not. Is it or isn't? This one is picking up the weekly as being blue. Okay, let's go back down to 4 hourly. Yeah, so this is a maybe when I replay is a bit of a glitch, but for me, if weekly, if let's say I'm putting a buy and everything is blue, but weekly has changed and is red, and we have lower time frame change from bullish to bearish, then that's straight away out. I'm exiting. I'm not gonna stay. I know it's gonna change, and yeah, that's why this is so useful to me. I do not know how you guys trade and what you guys do to actually do the market structure and how you do the market structure, but if there's a better way, please let me know in the comments, because this, I had to work on this honestly. The first part of the full month has been basically designing freaking indicators, and I have so many indicators which I want to quickly show you on. Let me just put the EMA off because I cannot have more than 5. Put the candles off, and this one, what this is a chart that overlaps. Let me just get rid of this because I can't see shit with them in the way. Okay, so this is a chart that is overlapping daily and weekly. So you will see like things like this here, you know, and things like this here, and things like this here. You can kind of understand where the market is at. And if you put the line chart on the 4 hourly, you can then see 4 hourly as well. So daily is blue, weekly is red, and the dark blue is 4 hourly. Now, when you're looking at this, you can kind of see when weekly has a push to the down, 4 hourly and daily had created the wick, so had gone up heaps, and then once it broke below here, it's gone down. It kind of sometimes I use it to give me clarity of where is weekly in relation to daily in relation to 4 hourly. I haven't managed to say find a use for it yet, but sometimes I'm looking at it and I can check it and it looks good. It gives me an understanding of where things are moving. But for now, not too much. We're getting distracted. Let's quickly break this one down. Go away. Let's break this one down and we can post this video for you guys. Okay, so this is 4 hourly. There was absolutely no signal that this was gonna go bullish. Now, daily is bearish, weekly is bullish, monthly is bullish, 4 hours bullish. We have a very short daily leg, which tells me that it's going to be very possible to see this come down below and break this. And at that point, what am I talking about? Sorry guys, I'll take that back. We are very close to breaking daily lower high, which means is that daily is going to be bullish, then everything is going to be bullish, pretty much the whole lot, which means we're going to see a push to the upside, which is very good. Now let's throw an eye at daily and see what daily is already blue. It's already rejecting the EMA, which is, you know, you couldn't ask for better. And if I was to look at it from a trend point of view, you see how we having decent pushes. I would expect to see this go up, to be honest. And looking at that trade, the way I've marked it, man, that would have been a beautiful trade. Yeah, this is 100% gonna go up. There's no freaking doubt about it. I think it has a big push. It has a big push, easy as high as there. So I'm gonna mark it just there for now. But I'm telling you, this is gonna make it to the weekly high. And at that point, daily is gonna be changed, and we're gonna create a new high potentially, and a new higher low. But yeah, that's my wick. That's my wick. That's my my potential trades for this week. Some of them obviously had an amazing move, some of them didn't, and I was able to clarify and close in on my knowledge. I learned about the trend. I didn't learn about it, I knew about it, but I learned that it is really important. So definitely daily and weekly must be aligned in order to take a trade. Sometimes, but only sometimes, you can take a trade when 4 hour and daily is aligned, and you can go against the weekly, but it is a riskier trade. Unless you really know what you're doing, I'm not gonna do it. I've learned about the discount and the premium location. We don't always look for weekly, for example, premium and discount. We can be at 4 hourly discount to put a buy, or to put a long position, or we can be at 4 hourly high in order to put a short position. So that's now clearer to me. I understand how it's supposed to go, and I'm ready for the next week. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to take any trades this week, but the ones that I had a look at them with you guys, I'll probably put them in the possible entries, and I'll just keep an eye on them tomorrow. But it is getting rather late in the week, so it's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday morning. For what I do with 0.5, 1 to 0.5, it's possible that is going to give me that, but I don't feel like risking it. I have such a small account, and the only way I'm trading is with the substantial sum. Like I have $500 and I'm trading with $50 at once. So I want to at least give that $50 a chance at becoming 100 or 75 rather than losing them. So trading Tuesdays, Monday night, Tuesday, Wednesday morning is ideal for me. I still need to adjust my understanding about what's happening with Tokyo session and Sydney session, because it's moving so bloody much. I mean, look at this. This happened today, from last night and this morning. So basically, yeah, this one here I could have entered this morning, and had made 1, 2, 3.6. So there was so much potential even in that one. But again, not the cleanest entry signal. Maybe down the 2 hourly. Not really 2 hourly. Maybe 1 hour. I know this is 30 minutes, but yeah, see, 30 minutes had a signal here once, had consolidation, and had another signal here, and it's gone up. So maybe that's what I need to do. Just go down to the lower time frame and understand what the heck is happening. Yeah, 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour. 1 hour wasn't clean. This is the only 1 hour that we have got here. This was shit. Anyway, that's me, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and just remember, I'm not doing this to teach you guys how to trade, at least not yet. I'm doing this to get an edge and become a better trader myself. And in the process, being able to record everything means that in the future, when we will be successful, we can look back and see what it actually took to be successful. So I'm not just going to be able to share with you guys the, let's say, the stress-free life which comes with having money. I'm probably not gonna buy Bugattis and millions of dollars of mansions. I mean, in saying that, Auckland, the cheapest house is like $1 million, so I'll probably have to buy $1 million house. But yeah, I don't want to just show that stuff to you guys. I want to be able to say, hey guys, look, this was the work, this is how long it took, this is the process. I have done this, and this is what I got. And obviously everything is going to be on the internet, so you can kind of look at the learning patterns. And when I have a real breakthrough on the account, the video that I'm going to post is going to highlight a fact that like a milestone, a lesson that was learned. So for this particular video, I'm going to put on the thumbnail that what I learned about the train today, so that's important. I'm going to highlight that. Then whenever somebody goes back to these videos, they can actually understand the lessons and the learning. And I'm going to keep doing that with all of the lessons that I'm going to have going forward. And I still am due to make a video that breaks down what I've done in the first 4 months and how much money I made, how much money I lost, kind of thing. But anyway, for now, that's it. Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening, and I'll see you Friday night. Take care.